Nobody wins when the family.
Look at everything we're gone.
Police believe that could be what led to the death of a teenager. Police trying to piece together the motive and any suspects, but they do believe the shooting in the middle of the day yesterday was targeted.
In the video, you can see a silver car pulls up on 42nd Street. Crimmins approaches it, and seconds later, police say he fires shots into the back seat. He runs away, and the car speeds off.
Say, look, check this out. He gone, he ain't coming back. Y'all sitting down, man, get up and roll for him. Roll for him. If you don't know how to second line, move your feet. Do a spin, jump in the air, land on the ground, whatever. Roll for him, man.
The 10 begins with breaking news.
And that breaking news, the man accused of killing his 3-year-old son and then shooting himself in the head has died.
Kids. My brother, the things that he went through for as losing a son and trying to hold it together and everything, it was too much for him to bear. It was like, my brother was crying out. He was on Facebook, he was talking, he was telling people like, we have to change, we have to be this, you know what I'm saying, we have to do this.
They say only 2 things promised in the streets, death or jail. And depending on who you ask, some say, if you was raised in the streets and you raised your kid in the streets, then you failed as a parent. And I'm not saying that's the case for this video, but what I am saying is similar situations lead to similar results.
Any of y'all know Jimmy Johnson?
Hey man, you better have an invite walking on this turn.
Listen up, man. I'm OG Bobby Johnson.
You're Killer Bobby Johnson? You J-Rock daddy?
That's right. J-Rock broke out of jail last night, and I'm looking for him, and I need some help.
Sure you ride. You gonna ride down on Willie Manchester?
Of course I am, but I need J-Rock. You know where he is?
He at Rary's Storehouse on Crenshaw and Hope Street.
Cool.
Hey, OG Bobby Johnson, you need help killing Willie Manchester? You just call.
But you can't always dictate your environment, especially the kids. But then, just like the iconic movie South Central, you gotta worry about the streets getting to your child before you.
J-Rock, Jimmy, man, what it was, cuz? Deuce like termite. We kicking down, cuz, holding down the set.
Family, today, we talk about a New Orleans dad who grew up in the streets. And according to his brother, he taught his son what he knew and lost his son in the process to what he taught him, the streets. Now, we're gonna later hear from the brother who was there on the scene. But he also mentioned that his brother had heavy weight on his back for weeks. He felt like a failure. And within the last 48 hours, after going to Facebook Live and disappearing from his audience, you can still hear the background. When suddenly, you hear a pop right before the live go off. And at first, you think nothing of it. It turns out that live was the last live he made, and one his brother later talks about, that he made on the day he lost his life, which means that was the live that he did before he did the unthinkable. So before we break this one down, send out prayers and love and condolences to the families. Remember, fam, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Broad daylight on camera. On the first week of February of 2024, 18-year-old Melvin McClinton had died from gunshot wounds. May he rest in peace. His friends dropped him off at Kenner Hospital. Authorities announced an arrest the next day. And like we say, fam, it's always somebody you know, or even worse, someone you love who doing the most to you. And in this case, it was a friend, 19-year-old Jerome Crimmins. After Jerome's dad had seen his son on the news, he called the police and turned him in himself. Text messages showed it was a drug deal gone bad. between him and Melvin.
Case closed. Kenner police say they've made an arrest in the killing of a teenager. It all came to a head last night during a SWAT roll. WDSU reporter Ariel Brumfield obtained surveillance video and has the very latest information on this investigation. Ariel.
Well, Travers, Kenner police say this is just the beginning of cleaning up the neighborhood and tightening up on the crime that is around 42nd Street and Newport Place. Shots fired in the middle of the day.
Wow, you never know who you have around you or what could be right across the way.
WDSU obtained surveillance video that Kenner police say captures 19-year-old Jerome Crimmins opening fire on a car, killing 18-year-old Melvin McClinton Monday afternoon. In the video, you can see a silver car pulls up on 42nd Street. Crimmins approaches it, and seconds later, police say he fires shots into the back seat. He runs away, and the car speeds off.
And I was like, kind of, shocked of what was that? And she said it just sounded like gunshots just going off.
A neighbor says she's speechless after discovering her 19-year-old neighbor, Jerome Crimmins, was arrested Tuesday night after a SWAT roll at Crimmins' home.
During the search of the apartment, Mr. Crimmins' father had reached out to us through our communications department, who talked to him, and he agreed to turn his son in later that evening.
Kenner investigators placed Crimmins as the shooter after text messages revealed the incident stemmed from a drug deal gone bad.
This was an isolated incident. We do still believe that the shooter and the victim knew each other. We don't know if there was bad blood. We're still further investigating that. The investigation is far from over. We think there are going to be other charges forthcoming.
Police Chief Keith Conley says the work is far from over as police will stay in the area to patrol.
Still remain vigilant in the area. We met with the city this morning with the code enforcement officials in the mayor's office, and we're going to start really cleaning that area up.
And Crimmins faces a first-degree murder charge in addition to 2 counts of aggravated assault, and it's possible he will also see additional charges in the future.
Now, 3 weeks later, February 28th, 2024, Melvin Sr. baby mother went by his house to pick up their baby boy, just 3 years old, Mello. They was on the 800 block of 27th Street. But eventually, Melvin McClinton Sr. and a woman began to argue over a dispute of the child discipline. The dispute quickly turned physical, according to authorities. The mom was in the room with her son when Melvin McClinton Sr. shot and killed Carmelo, may he rest in peace, and then went outside and shot himself in the head. Now, a person that was there was the brother. Check out what he had to say.
Start if you can say and spell your name for me.
Thalmus Williams, Thalmus.
And you are the brother of Melvin, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about your brother and your nephew.
My brother, he loved his children like to death, like anything. Like my brother, like he loved his kids. My brother, he just, the things that he went through for as losing a son and trying to hold it together and everything, it was too much for him to bear. It was like, my brother was crying out. He was on Facebook. He was talking. He was telling people, like, we have to change. We have to be this. You know what I'm saying? We have to do this.
And your 3-year-old nephew, tell me a little bit about him.
Mello, man, that's my baby. Yeah, he joy of the world, beautiful little boy. Like, he used to be saying, baby, they get that baby dog. My dog just had puppies. He liked the baby dog. That's my baby dog. He ain't deserve what happened. Like, my brother just was going through a lot.
Tell me your reaction to when you heard the news last night, and when you got that phone call.
I was there. I was a witness to the whole thing, but I left out of the house because I know me and my brother. If he mad, he gonna direct it toward anybody, and I just didn't want to be in it. And when I seen my sister-in-law run out the house, and I heard a pop, and I seen her run out the house, I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know what to do.
So you were there and you heard the gunshots. You were out. It sounds like you were outside the house. In that moment, I can't even imagine. In your heart, in your head, what was that feeling when you heard that sound?
It was like losing a child. It was like losing, it was like I knew I lost something.
You were telling me your brother, you guys lost your older nephew, Melvin, earlier this month. I'm sure that hadn't been easy, even before last night, the loss of your other nephew, the loss of your brother's son. Tell me how that has impacted you guys.
I just recently caught a charge in New Orleans. I went a Mardi Gras day to ride my bike just to have some fun. But by my nephew being killed, I had an illegal gun on me. I had a gun I just bought. I need my protection, so I wound up getting a charge for that just recently. Like, and it's more like everything just like is.
There's a lot of heaviness, sounds like, going on, and with in the past month.
I wouldn't have never had a gun if my nephew. I don't feel I be needing a gun, but I need protection. Like that on my family, that was hard. Like we all was on pins and needles. We all was trying to like just cope with it.
I know your brother's in the hospital right now. What are you guys looking like going forward? How is this going to affect you guys long term? You guys
God is with my family. God is showing my family. God is our teacher. God is everybody's teacher. We all go through situations that teach us and mold us into who we are. So based on that answer, like God got us. We good. We straight.
Tell me, you were saying your brother is a good man. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with him.
Me and my brother got a beautiful relationship. Ever since I came home, it just been like he tried so hard. My brother been through a lot. Like I said, with his charge, like he didn't do it. He feel cheated. Like I gotta go through all this. He feel like all the pressure you put on a human can only take so much. A person can only take so much. Like life is serious. Life is more than what we just think it is. Like we here for each other.
Sounds like maybe last night it all came to that boiling point.
My brother was flashing the whole day. Like he didn't get no sleep. He wasn't sleeping. He was like every time my mama would tell him to lay down, he'd be like, "All right, mama, all right." Like he wasn't himself. Like my brother is just the pressure of all the stuff and him losing his child. He lost his son and spitting the image up, but just like the male so loved, he did his dirt because that's what we taught. We taught what we know. All he knew was the streets. My brother lost his child to the streets.
Is there anything that you want people to know, to remember about your nephew, and know about your brother?
Know my nephew. Know that my nephew good. My brother good. My nephew was the life of everybody. Everybody loved him. You know what I'm saying? What my brother did, he didn't do out of hate. He did it out of love. My brother was sick. My brother was going through something. He ain't hurt his child. He didn't want to hurt his child.
Is there anything else that I didn't ask that you wanted us to include?
I just want to say it's all about us. It's all about us. Understanding. Everybody has understanding. Everybody is smart. Everybody knows better. Like, it's about us.
Thank you for sharing with us. I really appreciate you speaking with us today. What was the baby's name, if you don't mind sharing?
Camelo.
Camelo. It sounds like you called him Mello.
Yeah, they called him Mello.
And it was just the 2 boys that he had?
No, he has a third son. His name is JJ. Jamar's male Jr. Hello?
The streets just like anything else in life. Once you're too deep, it's gonna be hard to get you up out of there. A young woman watched her son lose his life at just 3 years old, man. And her son father, by the hands of her son father. Sending love and prayers her way for sure. Then you think about it from the man perspective. Even though nothing justify this. This man lost his life from an inflicted gunshot wound 3 weeks after losing his son to the streets. It's a lose-lose, man. Fam, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one. Sending love and prayers to all the victims. Condolences to the families. I want to know your thoughts. This was the Louisiana man who took his life and his youngest baby just 3 weeks after losing his son to the streets. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.